Hi there, everyone. On this most miserable of Mondays, I'm Chris Holman from National Drama, the secondary officer. I'm joined today by Paul Sutton from C&T, the creator of the fabulous Prospero program. He has agreed to take a little bit of time out of his really busy schedule just to talk through some of the things that are going on at Prospero and some of the new ideas that they're introducing. And I think with us all currently in a full remote learning and then moving to a hybrid model and then thinking forward to future-proof our curriculum, some of the stuff on offer here is absolutely fantastic. You know, I've really become extra excited about the future of drama teaching because of this. So, Paul, you have the floor. Have at it.
Thank you very much, Chris. Nice to be able to join you. Just to give you a brief background, really, C&T have been working using digital technology as part of our practice for very many years, a long time before our current circumstances forced us all to kind of engage with these technologies and these platforms in new ways. For us, the fact that young people are always spending perhaps a lot of time, if not too much time, with these devices in their pockets or their games consoles or their computers. We've been fascinated about the relationship and synergies that you can build between the way we work in theatre and drama, both as a performative medium, but also through the processes of drama, and the way young people play and engage and create using these technologies. So we started creating our Prospero platform about 3 or 4 years ago with the aspiration of trying to create a kind of, if you like, a digital toolkit that anybody could use to assemble and create and digitally distribute their own interactive learning experiences. And originally we just wanted to do that for our theatre-based projects that we were using in schools and with community groups. But very quickly it became apparent that lots of other arts organisations and educators wanted to kind of get a piece of the action and really start to use the system for their own work. So over the last couple of years, we've been slowly developing and building a kind of library, an online catalogue of interactive resources that are freely available, basically, for anybody to access and use. Of course, in the last year, the emphasis of Prospero has changed slightly because originally the vision for the platform was that it would be used by teachers or youth theatre workers in classroom spaces, in studio spaces, with maybe 30, 40 students actively participating in real time in one space and potentially collaborating with other young people in remote locations. But of course, in the last year, we've spent a lot of time developing resources for distance learning. So students and teachers who might be in isolation might want to try and use some of the resources by themselves. So we hope as we move forward and maybe we start to return to the old normal, if not the new normal, that we might get back to using that potential for Prospero in classrooms. But hopefully teachers can get a sense of what they can do with Prospero by just having a look at the website right now. So shall I just show you how some of it works?
Yeah, I think for me especially, you know, having a look at some of the things it will do will really inspire me and others watching this to say, oh, I can definitely use this in my classroom right now.
Brilliant. Well, if I just share my screen with you and you can see the website. The first thing to say about Prospero is that it does just work through your web browser. So you don't need anything incredibly complicated. You don't need to download any particular apps or have particularly sophisticated computers. You can use it on a Mac, a PC, or a very simple Chromebook. Ideally, you need to have Google Chrome or Firefox running on your computer because lots of the functionality does work through those web browsers, but lots of the resources in Prospero do also just work on your smartphone and they will work through your web browser. You can easily see from the library which resources are meant for desktop or laptop computers and which ones are meant to run on smartphones. So hopefully whatever technology students have access to, they'll be able to access lots of the resources in Prospero. So the website address, the most important thing obviously to find it, is prospero.digital. So just stick that into your search and Prospero will appear. And you'll come to this website. The homepage just provides you with some background information about how the system works, and you'll get a feel for the potential of the system, not only for drama learning, but really anybody who's interested in practical, active kinesthetic learning. We think Prospero has lots of possibilities there. But the key, I think, for lots of teachers at the moment is the library. And this is the kind of space in Prospero where anybody who has access to Prospero's producer account can actively share their digital resources with other users. So it's just loading up here. And as you can see, there we go. You can see here a whole catalogue of interactive workshops and learning resources that are basically free for anybody to access and use. Now, we call these workshops smart scripts because for us that kind of embodies the fusion that we're trying to achieve here, that we're bringing together scripts, the kind of things, the bodies of text that communicates theatrically to people, and the smart technologies we're using to assemble all those things. So it's kind of like we think of a smart script being almost like the book in the wings when you're doing a show. You know, the book is the kind of master plan for how you run the show. It may have the lines of dialogue and the directions, but it's also got the lighting cues, the sound effects, where all the props go. And a smart script for us is really an interactive digital version of one of those. You can self-assemble all those ingredients to make an interactive, seamless flow of activities and things for your students to do. So, for example, let's show you some here. This here is Drama School. So this is a set of 7 smart scripts, all created by young actors who are recent graduates from the Royal Central School of Speech and Drama. And they have created with us 7 workshops which run between about 20 minutes and 45 minutes that model different techniques that you learned when you're a student at a leading drama school. So you can see there's the first one here is about meet the actors. Then there's physical warm-up, vocal warm-up, how to utilize your voice, being on stage, text work, and then there's one which is just about the nuts and bolts of being an actor and trying to earn a living in this business. So if you want to access all of these smart scripts, you can just click free here. Or if you just decide you want one, just click here and you just click on free. And it then gives you the option whether you want to play it now or play it later. I won't do that right now because if I trigger that now, I don't want to take you through the workshop, but it is literally as simple as that. So anybody can access those and then they just are added to what's called your Prospero player, which if we go back to the main page here, you can see your Prospero player, which is your kind of catalogue of smart scripts that you've downloaded and used. And you can come back to those anytime you like and access them whenever you want to. So it's up to you as and when you use those. So there are a whole range of different learning resources here. The drama school one obviously focuses on acting techniques. This one here is called Write Your Own Play by the Royal Shakespeare Company's playwright Phil Porter. And this is a 45-minute workshop that navigates students through the simple processes of writing a dialogue between 2 characters. And step by step, Prospero guides you through short tutorial videos and sets up tasks and activities to guide students through the process of writing that short scene from a play. There are lots of other different ones here. This is a project that we're just launching at the moment. It's an international collaboration called Inquire Within, which gets young people to make explainer videos. So we want young people to research in their local communities, challenges and problems that they might be facing in these difficult times, and then make short explainer videos that demonstrate how to solve those problems and help their sort of fellow members of their community and the wider global community to address some of those challenges and problems. And then we can publish those through Prospero and share them with other people. This, I'm sure, is somebody who many National Drama members are familiar with. This is a masterclass by Patrice Baldwin, which takes you through some of the core strategies that we all need when we're using drama in classrooms for kind of cross-curricular learning. And it's really a straightforward workshop, particularly for teachers who aren't used to using drama in the classroom, but perhaps in primary settings, to enable them to get to grips with lots of interesting different activities. You can do everything from create your own lip sync battles to role-play dramas exploring ancient Egypt for children with special educational needs. This here is a workshop created by China Plates Theatre Company around their recent touring production of Romeo and Juliet. And this is a a whole set of activities that enable students to kind of navigate their way through some of the key characters and relationships within the play through the eyes of the friar. And all of these are easy for anybody to use. Teachers can access them and run them as classroom activities, but if all students just want to go to the Prospero website, use their email to log in, they can use these resources independently of their teachers and just run them at home. So there's a whole bank of stuff there, and we're constantly adding new resources to this as time goes by.
Yeah, I mean, that's amazing. I mean, I look at those and I see, like I said, all the cogs spinning. We've previously run last year a CPD session for our members, looking at how to use Prospero and how to build smart scripts and similar. One thing that would be really interesting is, we hope that this video will inspire people to get in touch with us and to take the Prospero journey that little bit forward. But would it be something that you'd be interested to a little bit later on, sitting down with our members and maybe doing a CPD session just to show us how how a smart script can work for them in a classroom?
Absolutely. It's many of the resources I've just shown are really simple and accessible to use, and feel free to give them a try. As I say, they're just about all free, so anybody can try them at home in lockdown before letting their students get to grips with them. But it would be lovely to spend some time in a CPD session and show teachers exactly how that works. The other fascinating thing with the system, which would be great to share with your members, is becoming what's called a Prospero producer, which is exactly that process where teachers can learn to make these smart scripts for themselves. So if I just show you here now, you can see that this is my producer account for Prospero, where I kind of get to manipulate and create all these smart scripts, so that you can see here, for example, the drama school smart scripts. I can go into this, and if we have a look at the physical warm-up one, you can see the structure that I've kind of created in the system. And it's very simple. Each one of these is a kind of filmed scene, which has different tasks and activities layered within it. And as you can see, it just has a kind of very simple flow diagram structure where you kind of move between these different stages, and then you're given choices within the smart script about which activity you want to do. And then step by step, the activities are broken down one after the other, and then you can go back and choose another activity. So it's a very simple way of assembling short video clips or web-based resources to assemble those into kind of a kind of process flow. So it's brilliant as well, not only for kind of performance-related teaching techniques and methods, but it's great for process drama activities where you might have kind of moral dilemmas or challenges where you may be that there's a kind of fork in the road to kind of like tease out different possibilities or moral or ethical choices that characters might take within place. So for example, the Romeo and Juliet smart script, if we look at the structure for this, as I said, this just focuses on 4 characters through the eyes of the friar. But if you can look at this as the kind of complexity of the structure, you can see there's lots of possibilities and ambiguities and tensions and dilemmas built into this, all of which are kind of possible for students to navigate and explore. So a bit like a video game, there's lots of those possibilities and nuances and subtleties that can be built into it. It's not just a straightforward linear video clip after clip after clip. You can actually kind of build quite a range of kind of subtleties and perspectives and options within it. And it's a really simple drag and drop interface that anybody can use.
I have to say again, I mean, I know that we've spoken a little bit about this, but straight away, everything about this whole platform, I'm always blown away about how user-friendly it is. I know someone who has recently become a technology convert. I was always afraid of seeing these kind of things, but actually, having seen how you've created them and how they work, I am amazed at just how easy they are to build, how useful they can be, how they can be turned into something specific for my students, but also something that will be a resource that can be used later down the line. So I think I just thank you so much for some of your time today to show our members what's on offer and what they can become a part of. Just before we sort of finish today, you wanted to sort of, if I hope I'm not giving the game away too much, you wanted to say about a few things that maybe if we have a peek behind the curtain that could be coming down the line that you'd be sort of interested in sort of whetting our appetite even more, if that's possible.
Yeah, sure. Well, we have lots of exciting projects that we're developing in the medium to long term, but obviously we're all very concerned with the immediate here and now, and I'm sure many of your members are doing incredible work under very challenging circumstances to try and create and get resources out to students who are learning in lockdown. And we've tried to be using Prospero to do the same thing. So at the moment, we've just commissioned a number of what we're calling Prospero playlists, which is a kind of like digital theatre, kind of desert island discs. So the sort of idea is that we're asking some theatre practitioners to take their disciplines and their specialisms, whether they be directing or playwriting or acting, and look for some online clips from existing films or productions that are freely available, and then dissect those clips and offer an insight from their particular discipline and their particular expertise. So, for example, Marcus Roma, who for many years ran Pilot Theatre based in York, goes through step by step through 10 clips from 10 different films, looking at how young performers have learned their craft and the style of direction that's used in those particular films. And he offers kind of insights into each of those clips before the student is given a 3 or 4 minute clip of that from that particular film. So ideally, these kinds of these playlists of kind of different film clips and different insights from theatre practitioners is a really helpful resource for students learning in lockdown, because hopefully it gives an insight into the way real theatre, skilled theatre practitioners work, but also with some practical work to look at as well, seeing some stuff contextualised out of filmed theatre or film productions. And we're also, one of the things we've been busy doing during lockdown is actually working to add some amazing new functionality into Prospero. So in a few months' time, the whole new version of Prospero will have lots of exciting new functions as part of that. So we're going to be going through a phase of testing the system in schools so that actually we can move Prospero from just being a system for teachers or theatre practitioners so that it's in the hands of students. So students themselves can start making their own kind of theatre portfolios using the system. So we're looking forward to getting to work with getting that running in schools as well.
Oh, to be a student now, to be a student now. There's nothing more that, I can ask you except, when can I get involved? That's the only thing that, the question that I've got. And I know that you'll say, log on straight away and get going. And so for that, I can say, thank you so much, Paul, for all of your time. I know we're really, really busy, and I know all our members now will get in touch with millions of questions, and we'll get the next stage going. So again, thank you so much.
Great. Thanks for your time, Chris. Nice to chat.